Stephen's here with us now. Dr. Turner will see us. Lovely to see you, Stephen.
Wonderful to be here.
It's really interesting listening to the two of you absolutely dissecting what it is that is so special about the series.
Yeah. It's remarkable. I think, you know, Heidi's always been us. Sometimes people come up to Heidi, who's my missus, who writes the show, and they say to her, come on, there must be a kind of formula, a secret. You know what she always says? You know, it's as hard and as easy as this. It's sincerity. My wife means it. And one of the hardest things, I think, when you're writing for television is to actually really love the stories, to cry like the audience cry. And on that note, if you don't mind me saying, I came in only last week and she said, oh, I wonder, can I run a vague storyline by you? There's a story and there's this woman and she goes, and as she's telling an idea, she starts to cry. I said, what are you doing? She said, well, it's so moving. And that's a clue to the thing with her. She's emotionally connected to the stories. I sometimes come and bring her a cup of tea when she's on the computer. And she's crying. I say, you okay? She said, I'm written this scene and it's so moving. And it's because she's got that heart, I think she can impart that heart, and it's really important.
It comes through the screen in droves, though, doesn't it?
Very much so. Like all the clips there from the finale with the little girl, and I'm not going to say exactly what happens, but I was sitting there yesterday watching it, and it kind of washes over you. You find yourself getting really emotional.
For us, it was really emotional. So you've got this. For people who've been following our series, there was a girl in episode 1, little Paula, and she fell pregnant, and she's only a child, and people who've been following it will know. Well, Paula comes back as it were, the sharp end of things. But if you think about the actress, this wonderful 14-year-old girl called Kitty Anderson, she is amazing, without giving anything away. She's got to take all of that on board and do all of those things, and she looks tiny, but her performance is massive.
Amazing.
It's amazing to watch.
And there's there's like 2 weddings in the finale, essentially. There's the nun, and then there's the 1970s wedding as well. I mean, I've got to talk to you about the costume. It's so cool.
The nun's wedding?
Yes.
Okay.
When she gets married to God.
That's why are we whispering?
I don't know. Everybody knows that's going to happen.
But actually, isn't that the most, because I know you've seen it, isn't that the most beautiful?
It's beautiful.
But there are things that happen around. We're not telling you everything.
No, we're not telling you.
But there are things that happen around, including, apart from all of those things in the finale, the return of a much-loved character. Because one of the old sisters, Sister Hilda, played by the brilliant Fenella Woolgar, comes back into the series. So you will see her again. So there's a sense of things being rounded up beautifully. But there's also, as you know, with Call the Midwife, there's drama there too. There's heartache there as well.
And the costumes, I love them.
I interrupted you with the other wedding, though, because you were saying that the other wedding was a bit of inspiration from your son's wedding? Oh, yeah,
there's one little... What I can tell you, and I'm trying not to give spoilers, but what I can say is there's a sequence on the big day which involves rain pouring down. And my son was married last year, and when we were arriving, it absolutely was in torrents of rain. And I think Heidi drew a little inspiration from that. You know, so there's that sequence where, when you film it, if you've ever filmed that, you have a rain machine. And so you have the whole of the cast with a rain machine. And you get told you're going to be rained on. And you go, yeah, a bit of rain, a bit of water. There's always that first take where horrible cold water comes pouring down on you. But I mean, then you got to smile.
Yeah,
that was really good.
But you know what? I mean, it started off with you being, oh, can you just read this little tiny part for just this one-off thing? Cut to 14 series later.
You know,
Dr. Turner's one of the most well-loved characters.
It's the weirdest journey, and it's the thing. It always comes back to me, that line of John Lennon's, life is what happens to you when you're busy making other plans. I was a university student. And I was rung up in an emergency to say, because they didn't, there's this small part, they're doing this 6-parter. Did I want to keep my hand in and they'd work around me while I was a student? You go in, Next thing, the audience had a different idea. It became massive. 14 years later, I'm still sitting here when I had all these other plans.
I love that quote that you'd said from your wife. She said, it's a 6-part series about a bunch of nuns and midwives in the 50s. Who's going to watch that?
Who's going to watch it? She actually said, I mean, come on, Steve, who's going to watch it? Right, we've had a good laugh about that. Everybody watched it.
Exactly. What do we know?
Millions of people around the world.
One of the things that we love is the Christmas specials. They become a mainstay for our households up and down the country. Yeah. Do you guys sit down and do that as well, or is that one of those days that let's just leave work there?
We sit down and watch it every year. We sit down and Heidi always says, I have had my Christmas is ruined for 13 years because she describes her day like every other mum in Britain. We get the family over, she makes the Christmas dinner and gets to 2 or 3 o'clock when all the other mums, or many of the other mums, are saying, right, give me the remote, it's time to relax. It's called the Midwife. And she said, and then we sit there at the edge of our seat while everybody else just enjoys themselves and gets drunk.
Amazing.
So, but I never knew we'd be doing 13 Christmas specials, I think we've done.
It's woven into the fabric of Christmas season. It's
no one ever tells you a year is a very long time in television, never mind 14. It's just like one can't understand it.
Well,
we love it.
Congratulations on your success.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for popping in, Stephen. It's really great to see you.
My pleasure.
And so
really,
really great. You can watch the final episode of Call Midwife this Sunday, 8 p.m. on BBC. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.